Hello everyone, very good morning and welcome to the ABAP on HANA MediG course. Today again we are going to discuss some important concept related with SQL script from ABAP point of view. Before starting today's session, let's have a quick recap what we have done in our last class and then we will go ahead. In last session we have seen that what is UDF. So we understood that UDF is nothing but it's a user defined function which is going to return always a single value. If the single value is a scalar, it will be known as a scalar UDF. Till HANA 1.0 SP S05, a scalar UDF function was supported. That means the single variable like which can store the single value. From HANA 1.0 SPS 06 onwards, table UDF was being supported. Then we have seen some examples of scalar UDF and table UDF. For scalar UDF, we try to calculate one square, area of a square, and we got stuck how to call a scalar UDF. So it's very simple to call the scalar UDF. Let me go and show you. So the yesterday what the UDF we have created. So whatever UDF you have created, you will get inside the functions. So here we are having the ABAP HANA 1 schema. Just go to the ABAP HANA 1 schema, and here you will be having the functions folder. Inside this functions folder, yesterday we have created the square UDF. Right click over here and filter on the square. So area of a square it was, and just it's a searching over there. Taking some time, it seems a lot of functions are there, that's why. Or maybe quickly I will create one more UDF. Yeah, here it has come. Okay, so here you can see that the area of a square which we have created yesterday, it's there. Double click over here, it will open that UDF. Close this, close this, close this, and this also. Just right click and here open definition, and it should open the definition. I don't know why it's not coming. Let me close, and once again it's open. Okay, I will show you this part. Let it get open. Meanwhile, let's have what other things we have seen. So how to call a scalar function? Very easy. Select area of a square. Just you will have to pass the parameter if you have some parameter from dummy, right? We were writing, but we were missing something, some syntax or something. Then also, like, we can create one more case for a scalar function for area of a circle. Then we started looking into the internal table operation. We have also seen about the table UDF. We have found the list of customer, and for that, what the syntax we have used, this was the syntax, right? Select a star from, and suppose if you have the name of table UDF list of customers, so it's going to give you the list of customers, right? And we created one table UDF also for the list of customer. Let me go and check if it has opened over here. Catalog, I will just copy and paste it over there. taking some time. Here ABAP on HANA 1, expand it, go to the functions, procedures, functions. Here we are having okay, let it get open. So this is how we can call the table UDF. If you want to call the table UDF, this is the way how to call the table UDF. So this also we have seen, we created one table UDF also. That example I will just copy and paste it over here after this class. Okay, and we have seen some internal table operation in and also we have seen how to increase the font and all, if you want to increase the font on the SQL script. All right, then we understood that it's better to use the equal operation instead of colon equal, right? This is the SAP recommended way, you can see that. And then there are three different ways in which we can declare the internal table, right? The first way, second way, and third way. I have put it over here. And here we got stuck, right? Here we got stuck because we were doing the blunder. What's the blunder I was doing? I will just let you know over here. Okay, come over here and go to the SQL console. So I was trying to show you over there by creating a procedure how we can search an internal table and get the index. So what was our requirement? Our requirement was to modify a particular record in a where internal table. This was our requirement, and the table was IT underscore Mara. And I was taking three fields in this. So let's quickly create one more procedure and ABAP, IT operation, something like that. I'm just giving the name. So create procedure ABAP IT operation, and here in output parameter et underscore Mara and tt underscore Mara is made the table type. Okay, and as begin as begin and end. Over here, select Matner, mtart, and matkl from Mara, and put this value in the et underscore Mara. Just the simple. Currently just I want to show you what the value is coming in et underscore Mara. Let's see. So some error, let's quickly correct this one. Could not find this table and all these things. So this table is there in SAP HANA DB schema. So just mention the SAP HANA DB schema, and now it got successfully executed. You can see here. And now let's call this. So call this procedure. The name of the procedure is this one. So call this one parameter, press F8, and here what we have the data. But actually we want to do that. Let's suppose this 14 number material number, I want to modify this particular 03. So in ABAP, what we do? Read the internal table with this Matner, right? And then put into a work area. In work area, modify this material description, material group, and then again modify the internal table. This is how we do here. We don't have any read kind of stuff and all those things, right? Or in the ABAP also we can use the field symbol kind of stuff. Here we don't have this stuff like that. What we'll have to do, first you have to find the index over here. So let's go and find the index for this particular, a value in this et underscore mara, and then we will modify this particular matkl. Here from 03 I just want to put some another value 04, let's suppose. Okay, so here you just remember. Now let's find the index. So lv underscore index equals to, you'll have to define this index, declare lv underscore index int. Okay, and here et underscore mara dot search, and what we'll have to search, that field name. You will have to give the field name you are going to search, and the value for which you are searching. So this value I'm searching, this 14 number, copy this and paste it over here. Okay, so here remove this and remove this one also. So this is the value for which I'm searching. That's it. And now it will give the value over here. And if lv underscore index is greater than 0, then then we will be modifying this particular et underscore mara over here. Okay, so dot matkl, this particular field, and lv underscore index. Okay, this is what we were writing yesterday, right? And here we are going to give the 4. Earlier it was 3, we are giving it over here 4. Okay, so now let's go and run it. Okay, so you can see that this again it's giving the error, the same error yesterday we were getting. What here blunder we are doing, that this column we are not supposed to give. Okay, where we are supposed to give the column, whenever we have to use a particular variable or internal table as a reference. So generally when you are going to use as a reference, it's going to be at right side, right? So variable at left side, never ever use the colon operator. Okay, this actually yesterday was creating the blunder. Okay, hope now you understood. Just remove this, and now just remove this here, clear this, and now it's working fine, right? Just the cannot use the duplicate name, this is the issue. So just replace, create or replace over here, and now you can see that it's working fine, there is no issue now. So the problem was with this, and now again if you start using this, it will start giving the error. Now you might be thinking again, in red it coming, this red is coming due to the data, it's a warning, it's not a big problem. Okay, because in the table type which we have created there, we are using the varchar 40, that's why it's telling. If you want, you can you know uh, correct this warning. So what you can do, just drop the type name was tt underscore mara. Here you can see that tt underscore mara, yesterday we have created. Under the type sections, you can go to the procedures, and under the types you will be having this tt underscore mara. And if you just check, so here the table types tt underscore mara, see there it's a varchar 40, and that's the creating problem. It's giving the error everywhere, it will give error actually. So what I want to do here, I want to make it in varchar 40. So let's quickly do it. So first we'll have to drop, obviously, and now then create uh, type name of the type as table, and a matner. Now this time give in varchar. Okay, so better practice to use as a in varchar because it supports the Unicode format. Okay, that's the difference. N stands for new. Okay, so matner in varchar, then mtart material type in var char 4, and then we are having the matkl in var char matkl, it's of 9 characters. Okay, so this much. And now this time you will not get any kind of raid or something like this, just run it. And some problem, let's see what's the problem over here. Could not execute this, incorrect syntax near matkl. Okay, let's see what's the issue. matkl, this looks fine over here. 9, this is also fine. This looks good for me. Let me run once again. Could not execute, create or replace procedure, abap IT operation, as begin declare this SQL syntax error, incorrect syntax near matkl. Yes, this will have to, again I have put it and again it's creating the problem. So this will have to remove, right? So in error, and now if you remove, you will not get any kind of error, right? You can see that it's completely black and white, right? There is no red. So here we are not supposed to put the column at all, colon. Okay. So now, now if you just go and check what's the value for this et underscore mara is coming, so here earlier it was coming 03. I'm just going to refresh it. Okay, I'm just going to refresh it and I'm expecting 04 over here, and you can see that the 04 is coming over here. So this is how you can modify the internal table if you have to modify. Very important point. Okay, very important point. This is how you can modify the internal table if you want to modify the internal table. Okay, and now paste it over here. um just putting in the notepad. Okay, so I'm putting into the notepad, and this notepad I will put it over there. Okay, now fine. uh Next stuff. So this search, you understood how we are going to use this search. Now suppose if you have to find the number of records in an internal table. So this particular things we already know how to find the number of records. We are going to use the inbuilt function record underscore count. Okay, so once again I will make you revise because this kind of stuff is going to be important. Remove this out now. Just ev underscore number of records and int. Okay, and here you are having the et underscore mara. Okay, now this is fine. lv underscore index, this is also okay. This declaration part is fine. What I want to count the number of records into this internal table. Okay, come here, this is your internal table. Copy this and record underscore count. This is the function which we'll have to use, and here use this as a reference variable. So at right hand side, if you are using some variable which you are using over here, put before that column. Left hand side don't use, otherwise it will start giving you the error. So in assignee variable you don't have to put, in assignment variable just you will have to put colon. Okay, now ev underscore number of records, it will give you the number of records. Run this, and again some error. No issue. Let's see what's the problem. Record underscore count, it looks good over here. ev number of record, ev number of record, fine. Line column 1, it's giving some error over here. Okay, this is fine. lv index, this we have put. Now once it has modified just what we are trying to get it over here, For the EV number of record, we want to find the total number of records, right? Yeah, this time it got successfully executed. It seems I have selected something. Okay. And now run this, come over here, and you can see the 792 records it's showing you, right? So this also is clear now. Copy this and come over here, paste it into this notepad. Okay, so record count. This is for record count, and this is for how to modify a particular record in an internal table. Okay, come over here now. Okay, this is stuff you understood. Now suppose if you want to perform a existence check, right? So what we do in ABAP, generally we do in ABAP like this. Okay, select some suppose I want to find Matner, right? So select Matner from Mara into or into LV underscore Matner, where Matner equals to that particular, suppose I want to check this particular, you know, a material. And if size sub RC is equals to 0, size sub RC equals to 0, then end if, right? End if, and we put over here that flag LV underscore exist equals to ABAP tree. We something like this we put it. Okay, something like this. We use it and we enable the flag if some particular material exists in a table. This is the steps generally we follow. Or we can use the new syntax, right? ABAP true, select ABAP, the new syntax what we have learned, select @ ABAP underscore true into LV underscore exist, maybe directly over here. So either you use the new syntax or use the older version, older way of uh, doing the existence check. Existence check means if some particular value are present in a particular table, right? Here, what here we don't have, if size sub RC equal to 0, that kind of stuff. Okay. Here, what actually you'll have to do that if you want to find that if a particular material is going to exist over there or not. So let's suppose I'm going to take this Matner and want to find if this particular Matner is there in my table or not. Okay. So here this select certainly will have to perform in order to find. So where Matner equals to im underscore Matner. Okay, but here you won't be able to do if size sub RC equals to 0. If size sub RC equals to 0, you won't be able to do. So what you will able to do here, you have a inbuilt function. Okay, that function name is exists. That function name is what? Exists. Just right here in the chat box, that function name is what? Exists. That function name is exists right here in the chat box. Using the function name exists, okay, you can find it. Okay, so here how to use this exist function, you'll have to write like this: if this particular value is going to be exist, then then what we'll have to do, here put one parameter, define one parameter out ev underscore exist. Okay, so ev underscore exists equal to uh, equal to mark here X. So like this, you will have to, perform the existence check. Now run this one and check if everything is correct over here or not. Create or replace, some problem is there. Out, give the comma over here, and now run once again. Okay, so syntax near this, here we are closing this for this for this. Okay, here you will have to define actually, right? So in varchar 1. Okay, so now run, and this time there should not be any problem. Okay, run this one, and this got successfully executed. Fine, come over here and run this. So we want what? We want, we have to give a particular material number. Okay, let me close this, and here also I'm going to close. Open one more SQL console and select star from SAP HANA DB Mara effect. Okay, now run once again the SQL console and call. What's the procedure? We'll have to call it over here. The procedure is this one. And how many parameters we are having over here? Tell me fast. How many parameters we are having over here? 2 parameters, right? Give it and question mark, and then press F8. Okay. So in this parameter, I have to pass the material and I have to check whether this material is going to exist or not, right? So just copy this material, but everything will be copied. Control V, and here this is the material. Here we have the material, right? Everything got copied, and I have to find that particular material. So what's the material name? EWMS4, right? EWMS4, this one, right? EWMS402. So I just want to check if this particular material is going to exist over there or not. Copy this and run it. I'm expecting X, and this particular material is there. Similarly, if you are going to find out this particular material is present or not. Okay, so copy this, and the material number is this one. Okay, and come over here, give this, and if you check it, this particular material is going to be present, right? Is it clear? Can you confirm if you are getting the concept over here or not? Okay, just right here in the chat box if you are able to understand the concept what we are doing over here. Fine, so here you can see that. Now if you just if you give some dummy material like this, I'm just giving, and press F8, you can get there, this it's giving the question mark. Now one important point, suppose if you want to debug this particular procedure, how to debug it? Let's see it quickly. How to debug? Little tricky but not difficult. Okay, little tricky but not difficult. What you will have to do, you'll have to open this particular procedure first in the read only mode. Okay, so go to this procedure. This procedure has been created in which schema? ABAP on HANA 1 schema, right? You can see here, go to the ABAP on HANA 1 schema. So this is my ABAP on HANA 1 schema. Go to the procedures, right click over here and click on this filter and search for the ABAP IT operation. This is open this one in read only mode. Okay, Open this one in read only mode. Close all the session, otherwise it will ask you to save it. So I'm just going to close it. Okay. So everything I have closed, now just open. It will be opened in the read only mode. So it's getting open, and you can see that it is there in the read only mode. Okay. What you will have to do it over here, there are two ways of debugging it. You won't be able to debug it directly. Then how you will be able to debug it? Okay. You won't be able to debug it directly. Then how you will be able to debug it? In order to debug it, what you will have to do, that you have to configure the debugger. You will have to configure the debugger. How you are going to configure it? The first way what you can do, that you can go into this debugger mode. Okay, click on this. You came into the debugger mode, then go here, and here you have the option called debug configuration. So the first step what I did, I went into the debugger mode. When I went into the debugger mode, I found it, this debugger icon. I clicked over here, and then I came over here, debug configuration. Click over here, and it will open a window. Now go to SAP HANA stored procedure. Okay, now go to SAP HANA stored procedure. Right click over here and click on the new configuration. Okay, and here give the name of your configuration. So what I want to debug, I want to debug this particular procedure. So debug ABAP IT operation. So debug ABAP IT operation. Okay, here inside this input parameter, right? So I have given the name. Okay, I have given the name. In the second step, here under this procedure to debug, find out your procedure. Select the catalog schema and find out your procedure. Click on this browse button. Explore this one, and then go to your respective schema and search for the procedure ABAP IT operation. It Select this one, click on this OK button, and your ABAP IT operation is now selected. Now go to the input parameter. If you have some input parameter here, you'll have to pass the input parameter. Which parameter? you know uh what's the value? It was 74. I'm passing this particular material number. Okay, so pass this particular material number over here, right? I'm at nurse, so I'm passing this material number over here. Okay, after that, you know you have to click on this apply button. Click on this apply. It got applied, and then click on this debug. Okay, then click on this debug. So click on this debug, and your debugger will be started now. Okay, your debugger will be started now. So see, here, okay, it has not come. Why? No problem, once again we will do. Let me put this time the breakpoint. How you can put the breakpoint? By just double clicking on this, you can put the breakpoint. So double click over here, and a small radio button kind of stuff will come. This is a debugger. Okay, so I have just double clicked and debug directly from here already, because I have configured the configuration. You can click over here and your debugger will start. Okay, your debugger will start. So I'm just directly going to click over here, and I want to debug it. You can see that this time my debugger got called, and here it has stopped. Okay, now here you don't have F5, F6 or F7, something like that. You have only F8 over here. Okay, you have F8 over here. So wherever you want to stop, put the breakpoint first over there. Okay, wherever you want to stop, put the breakpoint. Okay, and then press F8. You have here only F8. So F8, I'm just pressing it over here, and you can see that EV underscore exist equal to It means this particular select statement got executed and it is coming over here. And the value, if you want to see all the local variable value, global variable value, system variable value automatically will be displayed over here. So av underscore exist x is over there, right? And press F8, it has come over here, and press F8, we have come out now, right? So this is how you can debug a procedure. So what's the step you need to follow in order to debug a procedure, right? Let me note it down. This is the important point. Okay, so how to debug a procedure? So the first way we have seen, right? So first way we have seen. So in both the way, actually you will have to debug the config, you will have to configure the debugger. Okay, you have to perform the debugging configuration in both the way. Okay, so debugging configuration is important part. So the first step is the debugging configuration, and how to configure the debugging, you know, how to do it. Okay, how to do it. So you will have the very first point, what we'll have to do, go to debugger mode, and then under the debugger, from here what we'll have to do, go to create the, you know, uh, configuration, right? You'll have to go to the configuration, and you'll have to, then you'll have to select your procedure, select your procedure, and then right click, and then you'll have to, you know, new configuration you'll have to create. So if, so one time activity, this is the one time activity. Okay, once you are creating your configuration, you don't have to go and create again and again. Okay, just you have to go into debugger mode, come over here, and your debugging configuration will come over here for that respective procedure. Just select that and your debugger will be called. Okay, your debugger will be called. Hmm? If you want to create the new one, debug configuration over here, and then come to the stored procedure, right click over here, and new configuration. This is how you can do it. Or here also you have the option from here, you know, you can also, you know, create the new configuration. So this is some important point over here. Another, what I was telling, that, you know, another way is that right click over here. Okay, and you have the debug as the debug configuration. This is what I was telling. Okay, by right clicking, by right clicking over there, suppose if you're not there in the debugger mode also, let's suppose you are here in the admin mode, and if you want to debug, right click over here, and you will get the debug option over here. So debug configuration, again it will open that debug configuration. This is going to be the important point that you must have to perform. And once you create the debug configuration, just simply go into the debugger mode, and then you can launch from here directly by selecting. Hope it's clear for everyone over here. Okay, so from here also you can launch, or you can launch from where, you can directly launch from here also inside the debug configuration. This is your debugger configuration. You can select your debugger configuration from here. So you can see that 3 debugger configuration. One is this meaningful name I have given, someone has given new configuration, and someone again the new configuration one has given. So these are the 3 different configuration. Whatever configuration you want to select, you can select from here, and you can see that automatically, just double click and automatically it will launch the debugger. So either from here, or from by right clicking and selecting the debugger configuration, just double click and it will be coming over here. Okay, so just go and do some hands-on, you will be able to understand. Good. Can you confirm if this particular concept is clear? This debugging is important one. How to debug, right? Just write here in the chat box so that I can understand, yes, you are on the same page as I am here. Or if you're not getting, just let me know so that again I will repeat it. Okay. So don't feel shy in replying, it make you more interactive actually, and it will make you more focused. And I also feel that yes, when I'm working here, you are getting something. So whenever I'm asking you to write here in the chat box, immediately write it so that I will feel more confident that you are here with me. Okay. So thank you for confirmation. And now let's go and see some another part. You understood how to debug the stored procedure. Now, suppose our internal table is empty, how to find? Okay. There can be several ways. There can be several ways. One way is that you can find the record count, and if the record count is going to be 0, then the internal table is empty, right? Uh, Go to the SQL console and create one more procedure, create procedure, and check emptiness of an internal table. Okay, so is empty, and in varchar this is the output variable, as begin end. Good. So the create procedure, the name of the procedure, out is empty. Just I want to check if my internal table is uh, empty or not. So select star from Mara. Okay, select star from Mara, SAP HANA DB.Mara. In this schema, this all these values are going to be present. I want to check if this item underscore Mara is empty or not. So one way is that you can find the record count, and if record count is going to be 0, then you can mark this particular internal table is empty. Another way, very simple way, you have the inbuilt function. Okay, each underscore empty. So SAP HANA SQL script has provided you many important inbuilt function which is going to made your work easier. So if is empty, is it underscore Mara, then means if it is true, it's going to return the value true. Okay, so if it is true, then we can set it over here, each underscore empty equals to you know giving 4 characters over here, or let me write it 20 characters. I'm going to write some string over here. Okay, so is it empty? Yes, then yes, this is empty. Okay, yes, this is empty. Or else is underscore empty equals to no, it is not empty. Okay, so this is how we can perform the emptiness check. Right click over here, and it got successfully executed. Wonderful. And copy this, and now open one more SQL console. Come over here, call this, call procedure. How many parameters? Single parameters. Press F8, and no, it is not empty, right? That is not empty. That table is not empty, right? I'm going to give some where condition. Partner equals to something something something. In this case, this table is going to be empty. Okay, run this and let us see some problem is now. What's the problem? Could not. Incorrect syntax. IT underscore Mara. Select star from SAP HANA DB. Why? Okay, run it. Duplicate. Okay, okay. Create or replace. Okay, it got successfully executed. Come over here, and this time, what it should give. This time it should give yes. This is empty because that particular material is not present, so obviously it's going to be empty. So you understood this concept also, how to find the emptiness. So now put it here. How to find emptiness. Okay, how to find the emptiness. Good. Now 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 how to create a table. We have already seen how to create a table. Once again, I'm going to show you one way we know already, right? What's the one way to create a table, right? So the very first way is that using the SQL script we will go to the SQL console. All right, so creating a table, right? That means we are dealing with data dictionary now. Okay, so there are two ways. The very first way is using the SQL script. So suppose if we're going to create the table using the SQL script, how you create, right? Very simple. If you have to create some table, how to create, who will tell? Just write here in the chat box the syntax. What is the syntax to create the table? Okay, but before creating the table, you should know that there are two types of table, right? We also know there are two types of table. One is the column table and another is the row table. Column table means the table which is going to store in the column storage fashion. Okay, and the row storage means the table which is going to store in the row storage fashion. HANA becomes very fast when you have to perform the aggregation when your data is stored in the column storage fashion. So by default, HANA is going to create your column table. Okay. There are two ways using the SQL script, and another is the graphical interface. Okay. One is the SQL script console and another using the graphical user interface. So SQL script console, first I will show, and then graphical user interface. Come over here fast, and let's create a table. So create table. By default it will create the column table, or explicitly also you can mention column table. Give the name of the table. I want to create the customer underscore tab, customer table I want to create. Okay, so cust underscore id int, then we have to give some name for the customer. So in varchar 40 characters, I'm just giving it. And then what are the order placed with this customer that I'm interested in. And here let's define now what the primary key, right? This is what we have done in past also. And you'll have to mention what are the key you want, you know, what are the fields you want to pass as a primary key. That's done. This is, this is how you can create the table. Let's see if this is working fine or not. Run it, and some error is there. Create or replace procedure, check emptiness. This is fine. Okay, out is empty. That is also okay. This is not assigned, so it will be telling that it is not assigned. Remove this, and now run. Okay, So incorrect syntax near create or replace procedure. This as begin, you must have to write as begin and end. Okay. And this is now working fine. Okay. So here, this is how you can create the table. Once you have created the table, how to put the data, you know that, you know. So this is the first way. Let me show you second way also. Come over here and let us see how your table is created. So where this table has been created, by default we are using, you know, the ABAP HANA 1 schema. So in this schema it will be creating. If you want to create this table in SAP HANA DB schema, you know, you'll have to mention like this: create column table SAP HANA dot customer. You know, it will create in both. So already it is there. Now it will create in SAP HANA DB schema. Okay. Okay, some problem is there. Leave it. Let's go and first check if it is there in ABAP on HANA. You know, this is executing correctly. So in ABAP HANA 1 schema, let's come to the tables section. Okay, and inside these tables, right click and filter and the name of the procedure, name of the table. So what's the name of the table? Customer underscore tab. Search it. It will be easy to find. Otherwise, you know, it will take time. So what happened? Customer. No, it's not showing ABAP HANA 1. This is ABAP HANA 1. This table got created successfully, right? Tables we are having. Why it's not coming over here? Any idea? Refresh. Yes, that is true. Let me refresh it. So right click and refresh once. Here we don't have any. Okay, here we have the option F5 and just we can press. Let me do one thing. I'm going to copy this, all this code, and I put it over here. We'll close all the session, and once again I will open it. So sometimes it happens. I have observed this issue in past also. Let me open once again. Fine. Come here, expand this catalog above HANA 1. Come here and now go to the tables, customer underscore tab. Okay, am I doing anything wrong? Customer underscore tab, right? This is what we are having. No, it should not be there. Above HANA 1, this is the schema. This is the tables. Here you will be having the table types and all. This is fine. Remove this filter. Remove this filter. And we have created customer underscore tab. No, it's not there. Okay, I'm going to write once more and let's see. So this is, come over here, Control V. This time I'm going to remove this column, you know. However, by default, it will create with the column table. Run this, got successfully executed. And now right click and refresh it. So customer underscore tab. Customer underscore tab. Why it's not coming? Here it should come, right? Any idea why it's not coming over here? above HANA 1, this schema we are having above HANA 1, this is the schema, and this schema, everything is getting successfully executed, right? We are giving this also. Okay, this I will check and let you know. Now let's go and start inserting the value. Okay, let's not waste more time. And no, I don't think the authorization issue. I was able to see, all this table I'm able to see, right? There are so many tables already created over here. For this particular table, I don't know what's the issue. However, there is no error. You can see that there is no error. That means this table have been created, right? And let's do one thing. Uh, we can also verify from here. So select a star from tables. All the tables get stored in tables, in this actually. So here, what's the table underscore name, where table underscore name equals to the name of the table. Okay, here you can see that no table has been created. Something is wrong. Okay, something is wrong. Here, no table is created. Otherwise, it will be coming over here. So, where it's getting created actually? Here, where it's getting created, it's getting successfully executed. Customer ID, this is also fine. Cost int, this is also fine. Order ID, primary key, right? This looks good for me. Everything is fine. Successfully executed also over here. Syntax, everything looks fine. But still, why? I'm just giving customer underscore tab 1 2, let's suppose. Okay, let me try with this. And 1 1 2, not coming, not sure what's going wrong. So if this table is not there, we'll not be able to put, uh, just remove that create procedure and check. Inside the procedure also it should work, right? Without procedure, I don't think so it will work even. If you just put it here outside. Okay, let me open another SQL console. Control V. Okay, it got successfully executed. Let's try to run. Yeah, this time it got successfully and it is now created. Okay. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. What actually we are doing the mistake? Anyone? Anyone can tell me over here, right? Anyone, can you tell me why I'm not able to create in this table? The simple reason, this is just a execution, right? This is just a compilation. This is just an interpretation. Actual object will be run when you are going to call this, right? Then only this table will be created, correct? So this is fine. The directly we can go and create from the SQL console, that's working fine, right? But with this also it will create. What we'll have to do, we'll have to run it, right? We'll have to run it. So run this procedure and come over here, call this procedure. So call, and the procedure name is this one, check emptiness. Okay, so I'll give some good name over here, table creation, table creation, table creation with a value. Run this, it got successfully executed. Still this particular table will not be there, right? Because we have not executed, right? So select star from tables where table underscore name equals to, you know, this. So if you find it, it is not there. What we'll have to do, we'll have to call it. So call this, run this one. And now what is the issue? Could not execute call check emptiness. Sorry, we have this table creation. Okay, copy this, paste it over here, and okay, run like this. And now what's the issue over here? Could not execute duplicate. Okay, the duplicate table actually we have already created. So give some another name. Okay, and now run it. And this time it will be executed. So here again, cannot use duplicate table name. Fine, already this table is there. So going to give the demo AOH. Okay, and now run this. Clear it and run. Now cannot use duplicate. It's already there. Table creation with value. Customer table 112. Just a second, run it. I have run it. Now I'm calling this, right? This particular procedure. So this is going to run, correct? So this particular procedure name, I have put it over here and now run it. Yeah, and it's working fine now, right? You can see that again second time because I'm running, so it's creating the issue, but first time it got successfully executed. And this particular table, now it will be there in the tables. Okay, so come here and table creation, sorry, come over here. This is the customer tab demo. This is the table name, and now it will be there, right? You can see that this table is now created, customer tab demo AOH, right? Because it got successfully executed. Similarly, if you give some another name, and now if you run this, it will work. Okay, it will create that particular table. So let me, so you once again copy this and paste it over here. At this point of time, it will not be there, right? Run this and nothing is here. But when you run this particular procedure, clear it. Okay, cannot use duplicate table creation with a value. Okay, close this, clear this. I think I have already created this. Oh, sorry, I have selected, you know, when I'm selecting, you don't have to select. That's the mistake we are doing over here, you know. Clear, but again the same issue is coming. Just let us see what's wrong going over here. Create or replace procedure, table creation with value, right? This is the name of the procedure, and then inside this create, we are creating the table. This we are giving some different name. Let's suppose I'm giving the test over here, right? We are giving the test over here. Yeah, create or replace, that's fine, but actually that is also one good option to avoid this error. So let me put it drop table, and you know, but the first time this particular table will not be there, right? So uh, we'll write it the second time onwards. Okay, come over here and okay, run this. This particular table is now created, correct? This particular table is now this particular table will be created when we are going to call this procedure. Come here and we are going to call the procedure. What's the name of the procedure? This is the name of the procedure. Give the name of the procedure. This is fine. Is there any parameter? No parameter, nothing, right? So this way we can call it. And what our expectation is, when we are going to call, this particular table should be created. So let us see if this particular table is already there. If it is already there, it will, tell that it's already existing. No table. Now let's run it. So all the validation, all the check we have performed, right? Run this and you can see that it's working fine. Okay, so that means this table is now created. Come over here and run this, and this time table got created. Now how to put the value in this table? Okay, my table is now created. My table is now created. I want to put the value. Okay, suppose if you want to comment, then how to comment whole line, right? If you want to comment the single line, you'll have to use like this. If you want to comment whole line, you'll have to use like this. Okay, so now this much line has been commented. Okay, very good. So by this way you can comment. Now you have to insert the value into this. Okay, you have to insert the value into this, but quickly I will show you how you can create with another way. If you want to create the table not using the SQL script, how you can create in another way? What you will have to do, you go to the schema in which you want to create the table. So you want to create the table in ABAP HANA 1 schema. Okay, let's suppose whichever schema, this is your wish. Okay, go to the tables, right click over here, and using the graphical editor you can create the table. You can see that the option over here, the third, right, the new table, and here you can give the name of what, the field. Okay, so I want to create the table for, you know uh let's suppose you want to create some a student table. So a student, here you can give this name, student underscore tab, give the name student underscore name, varchar here just you can give the 40, then a student, let's start with the student ID. Here the data type going to choose the integer. Now this is not required. Give the student underscore name, and then here choose 40, like that you can do. And here you must have to select some uh, key field. Okay, so a student name, or maybe I'm just going to use the click on this plus button in order to add the new field. So a student age if you want to add 4, and here the key X, and here I want to mark the field as key. So a student ID, I want to mark this particular field as a key. So remove this only is sufficient. And if you want to make sure that a particular value should not be filled empty, okay, so you can apply this constraint. So anytime when you are not going to fill any one of this field value, then it will give you the error. So just I want to make sure that a student ID should be given something and a student name. So I'm just giving XX. This is the meaning of not null. From SQL script also you can define the not null functionality using the syntax. Okay, and once you give the that you have the index option over here, you can create the index also, right? Further properties, runtime, these all are not important, but this is the important one. Okay, just give the name, define the data type, define the length of the data. If you have the varchar, better to choose n varchar instead of varchar. So it's always better to use n varchar instead of varchar. So let me choose in varchar over here, and now it looks good. This is fine. Click on this button and it got successfully created, right? See here, create column table, this automatically, so this graphical representation gets converted into the SQL script code, and that code is going to run and it's going to create the table, and it got created. Now if you want to search if your table got created or not, come over here, go here, give this, and your table name is this one, right? this, copy this, come here, Control V, and run this. And you can see that your table is now created, right? How to insert the value? You understood both the way how to create the table. Quickly, I will show you how to insert the value. Okay. The syntax for this, we already know. Insert into the name of the table, you will have to give it over here. So in this table, I would like to give the insert the value. How many fields you have over here? Customer ID. The customer ID I want to give 1. Customer name I want to uh, give maybe, you know, Pankaj, and then the order ID I will give 100, and here create or replace procedure, line 9, column 41. Okay, so uh, comma and 1. Okay, now let's run this. Put into the single quote everything, and let's give one more try, and come over here, some error where insert into this is the table. Okay, and we'll also have to give the value I was missing. Now it looks good. Right click and at position 293, 9 column 48. Looks good, right? Here it seems we don't have to give this one and all. Value. No, it should be value only, right? Or values. Is it value? Let me try. No, I think value is correct. Remove this one. Remove this one also. Remove this one also. No, it's not working. I need to check the syntax. What is the syntax to insert the data? This is the n varchar. So put into this. So some syntax issue over here we have. Are you able to identify some syntax glitch over here? Insert into table. Insert into table. We don't have to give. Table name is fine. Value. Values. Yeah. Okay. So when I'm giving the values, it's working fine, right? You can see that over here. Again, let's copy this and paste it over here. Here the 2, right? So because the already the one value is there, it will create the issue because the customer ID cannot be twice. I'm going to comment this and let's run it. Okay, it's working fine. And when you are going to, uh, create, call this. Okay, but however, at the compilation time, it will not go and insert the value. So let's, when you are going to call it, then only, so it's then only it will create the duplication issue and all. So we have not called this particular procedure at this point of time, even a single time. So just want to create some more value over here. So this is the syntax, right? So 1, 2. So remember the syntax, or just you everything it is not possible to remember. You can just Google it out whenever you require, or you can put it handy in your OneNote. A OneNote is very good tool where you can put all these things, and searching is also very fast over there. Generally, I use OneNote for this kind of stuff. So here, how to insert the value. Insert the values into table. Okay, we got this. So we understood this particular stuff, how to insert the value now. Now let's stop it here only. We have some more stuff, but today, it's already 9:18, and now I think it's more than enough. And tomorrow we are going to see some more important stuff. Some date and time function and all. I was supposed to complete today, but it's not possible today to complete. Tomorrow we will be completing this SQL script chapter, and maybe day after tomorrow we'll be starting with the AMDP, very important concept, ABAP, managed database procedure. Okay. Yes, Mahant, just let me stop the recording.